Hi guys, my name is Michael. Welcome back. So today I want to talk about the Trump chaos and what we're going to see as we go into 2025. But first of all, I want to tell you a little secret, right? Which a lot of people do not talk about, especially in the business world, right? Trump is actually good for business. Regardless of what you hear all these guys from Wall Street talk about Trump, regardless of what you hear from CNN, Trump is actually good for business. And that is why we see the stock market rallying, the moment Trump was elected. A lot of people put this false narrative, right? Especially from Wall Street, especially from, the media companies that, Trump is bad for the company, Trump is bad for the country, Trump is bad for the economy. But in reality, Trump is good for business. Take a look at CNN, for instance, right? If you take a look at the numbers that they were doing when Trump was in office, right, compared to what they were doing when Biden was in office, I mean, CNN almost went out of business when Biden was in office. Remember that they sacked a couple of people. They were out of ideas because they didn't know what else to do to bring the numbers up. But now that Donald Trump is coming back, you can see all the media houses are already gearing up. They are employing their best pundits. They are renewing deals. Everyone is getting ready for the next 4 years of Donald Trump, including Wall Street. And we as retail investors, we also need to get ready. But you need to install the mindset that Donald Trump is good for business. And I've always told you that, when it comes to Donald Trump, you've got two things. There's going to be disruptions, no doubt, but there's also going to be opportunities. And Donald Trump is synonymous for disruption. I mean, this time he has vowed to break the system. So we know that there's going to be a lot of issues. If you take a look at what happened to Donald Trump in the last time he was president, I mean, there were so many issues. The impeachment, lockdowns, so many things happened while he was president the last 4 years. It wasn't short of action. So we can expect that the next 4 years is going to be action packed. And this action are going to be twofold, right? Disruptions and opportunities, like we've always talked about. So one thing I want to give you an understanding of is the representation of Donald Trump. Apart from being a disruptor, he's also a sign of a harvest, right? If you take a look at what the last 4 years has been like with Biden, it has been very quiet. Nothing was happening. There was really no action, right? And this, in my own understanding, right, and the way I see it, it was a time for sowing. Because during the Biden years, everything was quiet. Crypto was down. There was no action anywhere, right? Apart from a few stocks in the stock market, everything was down. So people who understood what Biden represented, right, were all investing. They were sowing. They were buying into crypto projects that they know will stand the test of time. Because the prices were so ridiculously low. We saw the price of XRP come down to around 40 cents at some point. We saw all these good projects. Even Bitcoin came down to 32,000 at some point. So a lot of people who understood what Biden represented were sowing, and they were making investments into all these projects because they know that that sowing period, which is Biden, will pass away, and then the harvest period, which is what Trump represents right now, is going to come in, right? So it's important for us to understand these two individuals and what they represent. Biden was a period of sowing, right, which is always tedious, right? No action. But you have this exciting time, which is a time of harvest, which is what Trump represents. And so we are coming into that season of harvest, right? And that is why you're seeing a lot of things pop up in the crypto space, which is a sign of things to come. So we must prepare ourselves mentally, right? Even while the disruptions are happening, we must understand that Donald Trump is good for business. And we are seeing very clearly that Donald Trump is going to be good for crypto as well. So it's important for you to have that at the back of your mind, that we are coming into a serious bull market. We are coming into a bull market. And there are some protocols of a bull market, right, that I'm going to be telling you about. One is you don't chase the trend. You don't chase the wave, you wait for it. And that is why, if you've been following my channel for a while, I've told you some of the projects that we need to be positioned in, right? You're not chasing, don't chase Bitcoin, don't chase all these things. Everything, there's a protocol for the bull market, and you need to follow the protocol, unless you will miss out on everything, right? So it's important for us to get that at the back of our mind. But also, we need to understand a few things, right? Donald Trump has vowed to break the system, and we know that the establishment and the system is going to fight back. So there are a couple of things that you must have at the back of your mind when it comes to disruption, and we need to prepare for. One is that there is a possibility that there's going to be a black swan event, which is going to cause a problem in the stock market. When it comes to Donald Trump, right, with everything he plans to do, and he has listed out his policies, right, he has basically shown his hand to the public. This is what I'm going to do. And if you take a look at what Donald Trump did in the last time he was president, he did almost everything he said he was going to do publicly. right? So if we look at that past presidency, it means everything he's saying right now, he's going to try to do everything, right? And we know that there are people who are going to say we're not going to allow that to happen. Already, you can see the Pentagon already doing meeting behind the scenes to, find a way to, stop him from doing certain things. So the establishment is going to fight back, and the way they fight back, right, is to distract him from his policies with issues, right, with ad hoc issues. So what we may see is the stock market. There might be issue in the stock market, in the economy, which will take Donald Trump away from the policies that he wants to implement and focus on, fires. They call it, they're going to start fires, and he's going to be putting out fires everywhere, and this is how they're going to get him distracted from the policies that he needs to do, because all they have to do is to wait out 4 years, right, for him to come and go. So we might see an issue in the stock market. So we need to be prepared for disruptions. We need to be prepared for a black swan event in the stock market. Another thing that we might see is new wars, right? We might see new wars pop up in different parts of the world, which will keep him busy. Remember, the last time Donald Trump was president, we had no wars, right? There was really no war at that point. But we might see escalations that will distract him from doing the things that he wants to do. Another thing that is a possibility is another health emergency. Remember how the lockdowns took him away from everything he wanted to do. Everyone was focused on the lockdown. He couldn't do anything at home because that emergency kept him busy. So we might see another health emergency, and that is something that we need to keep at the back of our mind. So these are some of the possible disruptions that we might see as we go into 2025. So it's important for us to protect our downsides, from those disruptions. But also there are going to be a lot of opportunities in the crypto space, in precious metals. We're going to see a lot of opportunities in those areas, and so we must be positioned in those areas so that we can take advantage of those opportunities. So we know that crypto is going to do well under Trump. Even the last time, Trump was not a crypto fan and crypto did well, but now he's into crypto and we know that crypto is going to do well. We're also going to see an increased popularity in stable coins. Stable coins are going to become very popular as we go forward. So companies like Tether, Circle, and we might even see new stable coins pop up because the market for stable coins is now ready. So a lot of we're going to see a lot of utility, increased popularity in stable coins as well, and also gold and silver. Whether you like it or not, the policies that Donald Trump is trying to implement, all those economic policy, reducing taxes, tariffs, all those things are going to be inflationary in nature. So there's going to be a lot of inflation. Some of the things that he wants to do is going to require the government to borrow more. So we're going to see inflationary pressures on the US dollar. So that is going to help gold move forward, continue to match on. So we're going to see gold continue to match on in terms of prices. So there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to have to keep, keep our attention on. Do you get what I'm saying? But understand that, as a whole, Donald Trump is good for business, and it's going to be good for you. It's going to be good for me. We don't have any personal, bias or anything towards him, but we just look at we just look at things objectively, and we look at what he has done in the past, and we know that he is going to be good for the investments that we are making, and that is why it's important for us to understand, this Trump chaos that is about to unfold. So I just thought I'd bring this to your attention, just to give you the mindset to prepare for the bull market and for the bull run that we are coming into. But if you like videos like this, please click on the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.